So, so I am gonna be doing some Patreon requests, and I'm gonna see if like changing the camera helps. Just I'm out of options. I don't know what to do at this point. So if this doesn't upload on YouTube, I'm probably gonna make it just Patreon exclusive. Because I still want to do the Patreon videos for those people. Because they literally have paid me to do so. But as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the third tier, that'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, let's get started. And our first one comes from John McKinney, who asked me to do, for this Patreon request, a ranking of James Cameron movies. Now, James Cameron is obviously one of those major directors in Hollywood. Like, one of the, like, this is the big time. Like, this is, like, one of those major directors out there. Here's the thing, though. I personally think he's a pretentious bag of shit, but he does make good movies. Like, I can't deny the dude makes solid films. At the same time, though, he is kind of a pretentious asshole who has really done nothing but, you know, put spectacle over story as of recent films. Goddamn chair. Anyway. So, yeah. So, he does have good movies. Let's not beat around the bush. Like, you can't deny the man's product is good. So, I'm going to be ranking we're going to be ranking James Cameron movies. Now, as always, with these rankings, if you think a movie should be higher or lower on the list, that's totally fine. I got no problem with that. I'm always excited to hear what you guys have to say in terms of where the rankings land for you. Like, that's always going to be a cool, always cool to see where the movies rank for you. And I do have the list written down, so that's why I'm looking down at my phone, just to keep looking. Also, I'm not going to count his documentaries, because those are documentaries and not full movies. So, and also, you know, the thought of James Cameron being, still being a pretentious asshole on screen is enough for me to not go, yeah, I don't want to look at his face. I'm a very bitter person at some point, in some cases. Anyway, so let's get started. We're going to go from worst to best. So the worst one, and I think it's bad, but I think it's fun bad. Piranha 2, The Spawning. Yes, this is James Cameron's first movie. It was Piranha 2, The Spawning. And the dude, it was all like a film from Corman and all that. Because remember, Roger Corman's a kingmaker. And while this movie is awful, it did open the door for Cameron to do other films and projects. So, and I will say though, to my knowledge, I don't think Cameron ever gave Corman, as opposed to like Ron Howard and Francis Ford Coppola and everyone else, like every other director gave their, tipped their hat to Corman. I don't think Cameron ever did. I could be wrong, but I've never heard James Cameron talk anything about Roger Corman, and he does everything in his power to to get away from this movie. So, get fucked on that one, Cameron. Corman was the king of B movies, and he was an unregistered kingmaker in Hollywood. And the fact that he gave you the opening that you did, that foot in the door for Hollywood as you did, and you've done nothing to, you've quite literally done nothing to speak any praise about Corman. Again, I could be wrong, he may have, but from all, interviews and whatnot, he does not acknowledge this movie, nor does he acknowledge who he worked for in any regard. Yeah. So, I can't for the life of me, it's a bad movie, but it's fun bad. But, like I said, it's really hard to like this movie on it's a bad, cheap movie. But you do, if you want, a better inkling of how good he is set, production-wise, he didn't direct this movie for Corman, but he did do set design, and that was Galaxy of Terror. The movie with the giant maggot raping a woman to death. That's a scene in the movie, and that's a sentence I just said. Alright, moving on to our next movie. Avatar... I'm gonna get some flack for this one. Avatar: Way of Water. This movie's overhyped. It is literally it just feels like the movie itself doesn't. None of this movie is interesting. I sat through it at home. I didn't even go see it in the theaters. I watched it on Disney Plus, and I was just sitting here like, it's the same movie over again. Sam Worthington still can't act. Zoe Saldana's trying her best, and none of this, like, it's just another tribe, and we're also looking at the deep sea life. I am all for world exploration and world building, but this is bullshit. Like, none of it is interesting. It is just more spectacle over story. And right above it is Avatar. The reason why I put Avatar slightly over Way of Water is because it's a beautiful film. Like, it's a beautiful film, but it is Pocahontas in space. Like, that's really what it is. It's Pocahontas, it's Last Samurai, it's Dances with Wolves, but with beautiful 3D. And I can't knock it for that. Seeing that I saw in theaters as a kid, and seeing that in theaters it was a spectacle. So I can't deny that. Anyway, so moving right along. Now we're gonna, from here on out, the rest of the movies I like. Like, here on out, these are movies I genuinely like, from Corman. It's just where it was hard to rank them. Starting off with, The Abyss. The Abyss was definitely a cool science fiction movie that everyone wanted to copy in the 90s. That's how we got, Leviathan and Deep Star 6 and all these, deep water horror movies. So I can't fault it for that. I do like, it's a solid, alien science fiction movie, and I really do like just it's a beautiful aesthetic. I also really like a lot of the characters in here, and again, there are just some great sights in here, in this film. Next up, True Lies. True Lies is a great movie. It's a great spy movie. Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. I think we all kind of had some form of an awakening watching Jamie Lee Curtis strip. Don't lie. Don't lie to me. When we were kids watching True Lies and we saw that scene, we were like, oh, something's happening to my special purpose. Anyway. So True Lies is great. It's a great action movie. Also, always cool to see Charlton Heston in the movie. So I thoroughly enjoy. True Lies. It's got great comedy too. I forgot how funny this movie was at points. I think it's one of Schwarzenegger's best movies, if I'm being honest. Next up, we have Terminator. The original Terminator. This was basically the big coming out party for Cameron. You can clearly see the bits and pieces of his storytelling and film and how he directs in this one. It also opened us to Arnold Schwarzenegger being a main star, even though yes, he had been in other movies. This was Terminator. The first Terminator was definitely something that made you go, "Oh shit, this guy is gonna be great." So I really do. I really love this movie. It's a sci-fi horror movie that has a lot of great tension in it, and it has it really does make you remember that the Terminator, even if it was I know people shit on the from going forward, the T-800 ain't shit, but this movie reminds you, oh yeah, the T-800 is terrifying actually. I don't think they haven't done that since the Terminator Resistance game that reminded you why T-800s are terrifying. Yes, I still love Terminator Resistance. That's an awesome game. Anyway, getting back on topic. It was really hard to place the last three movies. If I'm being honest, it was really hard to figure out where I was going to put these last three movies. So, yeah, especially the top two. Where was I going to put the top two? And it could easily change for the top two. Need be, but for most part, I think at number 3 I'm happy with where I placed this movie, and that is Titanic. Titanic. Real quick, I want to bring up a fun joke I always think of from a Sesame Street movie where it's I think it was Elmo and Grouchland or something, and there's a great scene where Bert and Ernie are watching the movie as well, and they stop the movie. And Bert goes, "Oh, it's awful. Everything's bad." And Ernie goes, "Oh, come on, Bert. When have you ever seen a movie have a sad ending?" And then he stops, Bert just stops and stonewalls Ernie and goes, "Titanic. Titanic had a sad ending." And he's just "Oh, come on, Bert. The movie's not over. Come on." And Dr. Zhivago, Gone with the Wind. I don't know. I just think of that joke every so often. It's just the line delivery of that Titanic. Titanic had a sad ending. Anyway, and Titanic is a great movie. I'm not gonna lie. Is it a romance movie? Yes. But it is, like, when you hear, iceberg, dead ahead, it is a survival movie, and it gives, like, this absolute terror of what those people felt, when the ship was going down. Just the absolute horror of it. Is the movie, like, is it kind of a big romance movie? Yeah, but, like, that second half, though, really sucks you in. So, it's a beautiful film. It's a beautiful film, and I know some people are like, oh, Titanic, like, you actually like Titanic? Yeah, it's a good fucking movie. There's a reason why it was, the box office titan that it was. It wasn't, unlike Avatar, there was actual fucking story there. Is it a story you've seen before? Yeah, but at the same time, it became a survival a survival movie in the best way possible. So, yeah, I really dig Titanic. Probably more for the second half, if I'm being honest. But still. So, where do we rank the last two? Oh boy. I think, like I said, this could easily go either way. Like, ranking these last two films could go either way, if I'm being honest. So, for starters, we're gonna go with Aliens. Aliens is my favorite Alien movie. It took everything that was cool about Alien and doubled it, tripled it even. Bigger cast, more lore building, showcasing how badass Sigourney Weaver is. Everything. This movie is still my favorite Alien movie. I should really do, like, a new rankings now that Alien Romulus has been out. Maybe I should do a new Alien movie ranking. I am going to do a new Predator movie ranking once Killer of Killer and Badlands comes out, so that'll probably happen later this year. But yeah, now that Alien Romulus is out, maybe I might redo a video of that and talk about, like, the rankings for the Alien movies. Anyway, but Aliens is just perfect. It's the best Alien movie, but I think if we're gonna go by best sequels, it's Terminator 2, right? Like, I think we can all agree T2 is, like, the embodiment, up there with, like, Bride of Frankenstein and Empire Strikes Back as, like, the sequel that was better than the original. Like I said about Aliens, everything that was awesome about that first movie, was taken and doubled by, like, 20. Action set pieces are great. The story beats are amazing. It's a great continuation of the original film, and again, it was part of an era that showcased, Arnie is a great action star, and Robert Patrick as the T-1000 was just nothing short of pure horror fuel, like pure terror, right? So yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with, but again, Aliens and T2, if we're gonna go by ranking James Cameron films, that could switch either way. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is pretty much my rankings of James Cameron films. I want to thank John McKinney for this Patreon request as well as continued patronage. And yeah, like I said, if you think a movie should be higher or lower on the list, or not at all on the list, obviously it has to be on the list. It's a James Cameron movie. But yeah, so you guys tell me that's totally fine. I'm totally cool with everyone's ranking. I'm always excited to hear where you guys rank on these lists. But yeah, where do these movies stand for you guys? Comment below, let me know where these James Cameron films go from, like, best to worst for you. But other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.